Okay, comp time.
Look at page 18. That's just a little bit of a comparison of what some other communities do for comp time. And oftentimes it is that they have no policy on it. Fair Labor Standards Act really always applies, which then basically has salaried or exempt employees, working the period that it takes them to do their job, essentially. But then there they are entitled to time off if need be. And it's so long as it's always been in increments of less than a day, it falls under Fair Labor Standards Act.
So what? Since Ted's here, I'm just going to use you for example. Since Ted goes over 40 hours, then has a busy week, holiday week, whatever, puts 50 hours. How do you determine how much that time should go towards comp? Do you do all 10 hours? Do they come to you and say, do you manage that part of it?
Yeah, we don't even keep track of comp hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When Scott asked the question to his committee, I went and asked my guys in my position, when I talked with Bill to do accounts, what they did for their position. There was 4 towns that are salaried by me. There's some. And Lake City, Breda, Burley, and Ottoman. And they get an hour and a half off. Because I wanted to make sure if they were hourly or exempt. And if they're exempt, what their policy was. So I guess I just wanted to bring a different viewpoint to the council. Because most of them are paid hourly.
Well, there's different ways you can approach this. I guess what I would make the suggestion to our city managers is to talk to, I guess, our salaried employees and see if they want to go an hourly rate. You can determine an hourly rate by that point. We do this in the warehouse all the time. I've got guys that get paid by the mile. They go back to their starting dates and then they determine what the raises would be and where it would go. So if you wanted to go back that way, then you can change your whole structure to put an hourly rate. You could have your plant manager or your city manager. You could go with a city superintendent who would do all the signing of, that would be a salary position. The rest would be just strictly hourly. And that way everybody would get paid what they want. It'd be up to the city superintendent, city manager to determine who works, what hours, wherever they want it to be. If you're that concerned about hourly payment. And if you're not, I think that's something then as a salaried employee, you work with the city manager. For us as a council to sit here and just make a determination of, well, I put in all this time. Granted, there's times where we all put in a lot of extra time. I'm salaried. There's things that always happen. But it still comes with part of the job. And I guess that's how I feel about being a salary employee. That's just part of it. And I'm not saying you take a full advantage or disadvantage of the individual. It comes down to common sense and comes down to your city manager how he wants to run it. And works with our department head. Well, I think all do a fine job. But watch what you wish for. Sometimes that could come true, and then that could change the whole dynamics of the whole structure of the city if you want to. I mean, that's, like I said, fellas, watch what you wish for, because it could come true.
Am I reading this right? These hourly ones from like Holstein down in Sac City, they are the public works director.
Your public works
Yeah,
director?
public works director.
Okay, it's like 3/4 of them are hourly guys.
Right.
Only a quarter of salary.
In Ottoman, their city clerk and the police chief, they're salary, but they're comp time or paid.
So did you do this on company time?
A lot of them yeah. Some of both.
On comp time.
Comp time?
No, we didn't do that.
I get
Splitting hairs.
the real problem here is because we're not allowing comp time over a day, full day period.
Well, the issue came up because there was so much overtime accrued here recently. And I'll tell you, here's the numbers on hours, because there's a lot of them, and this is since the 1st of December. through May. And Jack had, and this is straight time overtime hours, so he had 192 hours more. Bill had 182 hours more. I had 216 hours more. You know, it takes took a lot of extra time, especially during this winter.
And I agree with that. I guess my question is what we've been doing has always worked just fine, except for now we have these massive amounts that everybody's worked more instead of what was smaller before. And so, like Jack is thinking, well, I got a full day off coming because I worked 7 days in a row instead of 6 days in a row like I normally do. And I don't disagree with that. So I guess my question is if we went back to the old system and we just said full days are allowable as long as all the work gets done.
You just need to, and
Would
we've done
that
that
be
a couple
something-
times
There's
with
always work to do.
Well, I know, you're not going to say, oh, all the work's done, I get to take the day off, but
It was hard for me to take days off. So with my daughter's graduation, I started to take, 4 or 5 of them off. That's why I took it at that time. That way it's done, it's used, and that's only affecting that 1 week. But and I didn't use vacation.
well, I guess,
I have 40 hours of comp time I use.
so right now, who makes the decision on comp time, yes or no? Right now, Jack wants to take a half a day of comp time. Who makes that decision? Jack does or you do?
We would have a discussion if need be, but it's always been, Jack wants to take a day, take half a day off, it's never been in it. It's really the only time this has come up here was recently as far as whole day.
Is this something that really,
Consecutive whole day or just a whole day?
Oh, there've been, maybe there was 3 off that pay period.
Is
But
that what, I mean, I just want to clarify, if it's, I had took Friday off, or was it because I wanted to take Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I mean, is that a consecutive day, full days, or just that it was a full day? Because typically in the
I'm
past,
sure there
we
was a
just
couple
done an
consecutive,
afternoon or.
but
I think if you simplify it, just let Scott determine between him and Jack or Bill, whatever. This is an extraordinary deal. We're just complicating the hell out of everything we do. If Scott can make it work, I'm good with that.
I'd be good
If it
to,
worked out with Jack,
we don't have any real rules on how much you can take off, just as long as
everybody gets happy.
nothing don't fall down.
does this happen every year, or is it just because it's last, or we make a big deal out of this?
well, it's come up to a head here because of this large amount of extra work.
But we're counting on you to work, but we're counting on you to work the day-to-day. I think we ought to let Scott do the day-to-day. Let's just stay the hell out of it.
But I don't want him to think his hands are tied that you can only say a half a day is all you can take. I want it to be, if you guys determine that a day is what is needed, then that's what you take.
There's nothing we can't work out of it. I found Scott to be quite reasonable and defends him all the time. I think I'll work it out.
Okay? Is that good, Jack? Is that good enough?
Well, yes and no. If I have it coming and one guy deems I can't use it, I can't use it. If I have 200 hours.
Well, I really think that he should be able to make the decision for the street department, for himself. He should be able to make that. Now, if you disagree with that, then I suppose you've got to come to us and on that specific one.
Then we're down to micromanaging everything we do.
But I don't want to put this on Scott, though, that he has to make every decision on when Jack can take time off and when Ted can.
But he's been doing it for 10 years, or whatever. It seems like it's been working good.
It's just that, again, because of the unusual circumstances. But over the course of time, it's been okay. And if it's that Jack or Bill or whomever can just decide and essentially keep this bank up in their head about how much time they got, the bank will never whittle down.
And he's going to watch the city.
He works. We all work more than 40 houses.
Oh, I know, that's part of the deal. That's why you're a salaried employee.
I mean, we couldn't afford it.
Right.
Maybe we keep it the way it is, and if it continues to be a problem, I think about maybe switching them all over hourly, and
The people are getting it. They have no
Sheet,
policy.
I missed them.
No, they have no policy.